Oh, here we go. GEORGIE Medina doesn't waste any time. These guys had bad blood yesterday at the weigh-ins, where it got a little physical and whatnot, and that spilled over into the fight, as you could see early on. But you know, a lot of times that bad blood going into a fight can work as a detriment.
Yeah, it can. I never really understood it because everyone works just as hard as the other, and you never see each other. I mean, unless we're all at the fights and you're not fighting, you know, you never really see each other.
Right.
So aside from the fact that you're at a different gym, but I just never understood that. There's no need to disrespect another. We're all doing the same thing.
Now, Medina, he says, listen to this. Tell me if you know what this means in the quote. Medina says he's going to get a third-round TKO and sub. Both. I don't know if that's ever been done.
That would be fun.
See if he can pull it off. On the other hand, Max Perez, he says, watch out, because his wrestling is off the chain. So let's see if Max Perez, who is on his back right now, let's see if he could use his high-level wrestling to get back to the feet here. Now, one thing you notice with GEORGIE right away is he's a very big, long fighter, right? And there's one thing to be long, and it's another thing to know how to use it. And Medina does a very good job at using his body to his advantage on the ground.
I am quite interested to see a submission and a TKO at the same time.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out. He told me that yesterday, and I've been thinking about it. I don't know.
That's comical.
Very much so. Max has this body lock on Medina, and what he should do is he should, on his right side, he should try to pummel for another underhook, and he needs to get his back off his cage right now. So Medina is just making him ride his way, and that was... See, so this is interesting. Medina threw a knee. Max said he was fine. He didn't even say it hit. The referee stops it because he said it hit. That's weird. The fighter didn't even complain. But that break was good for Max.
Yeah, he got to reset.
That's a very quick leg check by Medina. Medina wants this fight. Oh, big, heavy hands by Perez as he slick takes top. Look at that top mount.
It's nice.
Oh, big time.
He's got
big
10
time.
seconds to...
A forearm shiver. Medina's just trying to survive, do everything he can to hide his face at this point. And Perez manages to get a few good, real heavy ground and pound strikes off before that round ends. You know, that was a good little surge at the end of that round by Perez. I feel like he needed that for his own morale.
Yeah, a little confidence.
That whole round pretty much was Medina, so that was good.
They got their little burst out, so it's time to reset and get into it. The title fight's a big thing, you know. I think extra nerves, you want to put on a better show than you normally do. It weighs a lot on fighters, and most fighters I know, they take a lot of their performance into heart. So even if they win and it was not their best performance, they still take it mentally as a loss, or I didn't perform my best. So I don't know why we do that, but you know, there's always that pressure of just always performing for the crowd and for the fans.
Yeah, I think that's with anything that you're passionate with, you know, like even if you do a good job and someone else could say, you know, that's a beautiful drawing you did. But if you're, you know, to you it might be like, I think it's a piece of junk. Yeah, so it just shows you the level of passion.
If you know it's not your best, then you're not happy with it.
Medina taking the center of the octagon. I wish we had an octagon here, Nilo. We don't, though. We have the fight card cage.
The middle of the circle.
You know what I like about the way that the cage is designed, though, the fight card cage, is there's no corners, there's no areas to hide like there is in an octagon.
Right.
Where you could cut them off. You know, there's nowhere to hide in our fight card cage.
There's no getting lost. You can't just hang out somewhere, you know.
Definitely
You
cannot.
have to keep working.
And it's a hold. Ooh, beautiful, sneaky little trip there by Perez. And right away, the way that he's very sneaky with the way he's able to go to transitions here.
If he can keep both legs in and get his. I don't know what he's
Oh,
going for.
he's got his back. He's got to be careful. He's riding a little high on his back right now.
Very high, very high. He's a long guy, though. And he also got a hook out now, so he's got to keep that energy going.
Perez is heavy on his back. Oh, he sneaks an arm in.
I don't know if he's under the chin, though.
As Medina tried to get up, no, you're right, he's not.
Too high now.
He's in a battle right now. He's got him flattened out. Back up, turtling up now. Perez is just waiting for his strike.
He's waiting for the choke, but if he's got some hits, if he can get him in so he can distract him, then go for that. You don't want to hesitate. Title fight's not the time to hesitate when you have something going. Is he going for that armbar?
I think he's transitioning now to the arm because he's going to get shaken off the top there.
Right.
Medina was very composed. He was in a bad spot there, and he fought through it. And now Medina might have a chance to take his back here. He's looking for trying to sneak his hooks in there.
If Perez stays low, Medina can't get his legs in. Medina's got quite the height advantage here. So if Perez can stay low, like he's doing.
That's a scenario where your height advantage actually works against you, right? Because it's harder for him to get his long leg.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt when you're super tall.
Great job by Georgie. He's relentless with this takedown, though. Georgie wants this fight on the ground. That's no secret. And again, Georgie manages to scramble. The way that he is riding Max's back with his one hand, it's an old wrestling trick. And I think Medina.
He has knee on belly, but he wasn't posted out, so it was easy for Max to turn into it. And another great title fight. They're doing fantastic. Both fighters are smiling. They seem to be happy with what's going on right now.
Round 3 coming up next. Yeah, I thought we would see these guys. I thought Medina would want to keep the fight standing. And, lo and behold, he every round, first 2 rounds, almost the entire rounds, he's been trying to work for that takedown, which I didn't think he would try to do because Max Perez has a very decorated wrestling background, and I figured that Medina would try to keep this standing, but again, I'm wrong.
Fighters will always surprise you.
It's the beauty. That's why the sport's the best, right? It's the beauty of the sport.
You have to switch up your plan at times. Sometimes you have a plan and then you're like, no.
Got some unruly fans.
All right.
All right, here we go, round 3. There's Georgie. There's Georgie putting the striking together early here, round 3.
I'd like to see Perez work in, see how he is on getting on the inside, since Medina is so much taller.
Yeah, in order to do that, he's really going to have to kind of wade through the strikes there to try to get there.
Set his own up, and he's got good takedowns. Can't tell if he's fatigued or if he's like really
yeah.
just trying to wait it out.
Again, another clincher up against the cage. It's just so exhausting, just grappling up against the cage. And I think that's one of the lost arts of the sport. Ooh, Perez with the. When fighters are breaking from clinches, that's when you really have to be careful. You just saw it there with Perez. Guys are very vulnerable. That's a beautifully timed takedown by
Wonderful
Medina.
takedown.
Wow.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
You would think that Medina would be the one with the decorated background. That was perfect.
Well, I guess we know what he's been working on.
Yeah, right. Over at TDC MMA, it's one of the many of fine camps we have in the Chicagoland area.
It looked like he attempted to throw an elbow in there.
There's no elbows tonight.
Yeah, no, not for Amy.
For the amateurs. Oh!
That's an
Can't
illegal
throw
shot.
knees to the head.
Illegal shot.
You can't throw standing knees to the head,
No.
right? Okay, in my opinion, he should have a point taken from him because I was there when the commission was giving the fighters their instructions.
He might get DQ'd right now.
They made it clear they should take it a point at least away from him for that.
It'll definitely be a point. I'm not sure if he's still.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do here. I think the referee's just trying to see if he's okay, if he's groggy. I'm sorry, the doctor. But the thing is, he's been in a cage fight for the last X many minutes. So regardless of whether or not the damage the knee did, he's still going to be hurt. He's been in a cage fight. The doctor says he's good. We're going to continue. And he's going to take a point from him. And I think that's the right decision.
Yeah,
You know,
I would have to agree.
know,
He's lucky he didn't get DQ'd.
A
The
lot
next one will be a DQ.
Oh, absolutely. And a lot of times you like to see guys give warnings, but I was there. They made it clear.
Yeah,
So that was the right call.
they always make it clear. Unfortunately, that might have shaken Max a little bit. I hope not. I hope he pulls it together.
Yeah, to me, he doesn't look like he's still there in his eyes. He
Yeah.
looks like he's somewhere else right now.
Yeah, he's
And-
definitely shaking.
Oh, yeah. He's not. Medina's teeing off. Oh, big. Both these guys now really start to throw the leather.
I hope they can hang out for a fourth round. I think Max really needs that minute to just recover mentally from that knee. Because you certainly don't go in as an amateur expecting an elbow or a knee because it's against the rules. So I'm sure that shook him quite a bit. It's a different mindset you have to get in preparing to go pro, expecting knees and elbows to come your way versus being told no elbows and knees.
And it looks like Max is going to get that 67. Oh, and a big right hand, too, as the round ends.
Max needs this minute to recompose himself.
Yeah, this is big for Max.
Yeah.
So, Nicole, you're a fighter. Let me ask you now. We're going into the title rounds now, right? Round 4. That point was just taken from Georgie. What does that do to his psychology now in this fight?
Honestly, I don't know. As someone who's as confident as he is, I'm not sure it would do anything. If it was me as a fighter, I'd feel horrible, at having to done that. Even you wouldn't want to intentionally harm someone like that. But
Do you think that he may feel like he needs to finish a fight now because there's no way he's going to win on points because of that point deduction?
I don't think so. I think Medina is a strong fighter, and I think he's got a good amount of points right now. I think the fight, it's pretty neck and neck, but Medina's pretty much, doing his thing. It's gonna go one of two ways. He's either gonna feel bad and be very cautious, or he's just gonna go extremely hard right now.
Let's see, that big overhand right has been Max's best weapon so far. He's landed it a few times. Oh, and the right high kick followed by that big right hand again. And
Max needs to keep his hands up at this point. I mean, he's blocked the kick, he's blocked a couple punches, but you can tell he's tired. He's also the shorter fighter, so
And he's getting sloppy too as he wades in there and back of the head. But yeah, Georgie now is just, oh, this is a bad spot for Max. He's got him mounted, and Max gave him his back. Georgie's got one. He had one hook in, but I think Georgie is just trying to find a good position to deliver really good strikes at this point. Oh, it was a shot to the kidney or the...
If I were Georgie, I'd be very cautious of where my punches are going and my knees at this point. If I were Max, I'd be just, shake it off. That was something, and, train your heart out for this stuff.
Again, Georgie's all over him at this point. He's got his back. Max is still fighting. He's still scrambling and looking to get some offense in, but Georgie's just all over him right now. This is a bad situation right now for Perez.
Another great title fight. Unfortunately, I just think that knee rocked Max's confidence. What happened?
I'm not sure. Oh, it was an elbow. Did Georgie elbow him? Or did he get elbowed? I think that Max accidentally elbowed Georgie. It was hard to see by the angle that we had, and Georgie looks like he is, I don't know. The doctor is taking a look at GEORGIE Medina right now.
Yeah, I wish we had a better view of what
Here
happened.
we go, as a replay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, elbow.
So Max Perez was getting punched, and he threw his left elbow up blindly, and it ended up grazing Georgie enough to where it significantly bothered him. So the fight was stopped rightfully. The doctor came in just to make sure that he could continue, and here we are. We're going to continue. So that's the right call, I guess, right? And you may be saying, how come they're not taking a point from Perez for that?
Accidental.
Absolutely. It was not malicious. It was blind, and this is the right decision. We're seeing very good refereeing tonight because this is the right decision, too, to put them back in that original position. It's a very good job tonight by the referees.
And no premature stoppages. They're letting them kind of go the distance.
They are.
Nothing questionable so far tonight from what I've seen. I think Fight Cards have been doing a really good job at keeping the fighters happy, keeping the fans happy, and keeping everyone safe.
Absolutely.
And
that's the most important thing. For sure. And, there's no quit in Perez. He's giving it everything here. It's just Medina is just a big guy to have on your back.
He's massive compared to Perez, just height-wise.
Yeah, I look at Medina, and he reminds me of Gegard Mousasi in size, and, Gegard's a 185-pounder. So, I mean, yeah, he's a gigantic lightweight, is Georgie. And, he's doing this to Perez, and Perez is a very good wrestler. Gets a warning from the referee. You're not allowed to target the spinal column or manipulate the spine in any way. So, sorry, Eddie Bravo, if you're watching, no twisters tonight, sir. So that's a huge round for Georgie. Round 3 he loses a point, but you could argue that he just gained that point back with a dominant round right there.
Yeah, Max has got to, he's got to, we're in the 5th round, he's got to pull it together right now.
Yeah, I don't think, excuse me, I don't think there's any way Max Perez could win this fight if it goes to a decision. However, We still got 1 round left, and he could win this fight.
A lot can happen in 3 minutes.
We've seen him land that overhand right a few times, and I'll tell you, he's got the power, even in round 5. If he connects, could be good night, Georgie. Crowd's getting into it, round 5. Last round of our second championship fight. Medina and Perez, here we go.
Both of these title fights well deserved. Both fighters, all 4 fighters out of the 2, definitely prepared for their job.
Absolutely. That's when both fights actually live up to the billing, it's a good thing. Ooh, jumping.
Blocked it.
Ooh. But Max does have some heat on that right hand if he can land it. Ooh, good body. Ooh. Georgie caught out. Spinning back fist attempt from Max. Just misses, slips to the ground. Georgie has a knack of just landing in good spots, right?
The whole fight has just been, some of it just luck, or
right?
Like great hip positioning, or just continuing to roll and just landing in the right spot at the right time.
He keeps landing in incredibly advantageous positions. It's crazy, right? And he's doing this to a guy who is a very skilled wrestler. So this isn't a guy that's a good striker. So you're like, okay, yeah, no, this is.
There are positions like right now there where he can take complete advantage and just end it, and he just. I don't know if he doesn't have the knowledge or if he just wants to continue to play with his food. I don't know.
Yeah.
He could just. There's so much he could have done earlier in this round and in previous rounds, where his hips are too high, or he doesn't have his hooks in, and could have ended it if he wanted to, in my opinion.
Yeah, you don't want to play with your food for too long because that can come back. Your food might get a chance to get you.
Food bites back.
Yeah.
Looks like Max is going for. Oh, he lost it.
Yeah, I think at this point Max is just doing whatever he can just to try to get back up to his feet and give himself some kind of chance to win this fight.
He's got a minute to hang in there, but Georgie has been on him since round 1, and it just hasn't stopped. So.
Yeah, he's not making it easy. And there's no quit in Max. The kid is not giving up. He's trying. It's just I think you said it right. I don't think you said how you don't think George maybe has the know-how or the technique to finish. I don't know if Max has the know-how or technique to get off of his back in this position.
Both learning experience for both of them either way.
Absolutely, yeah.
Georgie's just too high too often. And there's certain positions he could have gotten in to end it. Max needs to get off his back.
And both of these guys are talented fighters.
They wouldn't be here if they weren't.
Absolutely, they're going to both grow from this too.
There's certain things you want to learn before you make that move to go pro, and those are a few key factors that both of them need to learn.
It's a good fight, title. Good title fight.
Beautiful fight.
Let's hear George live for these 2 awesome warriors.
So are they? So are the judges going to get the decision right? Who's to say what's right, what's wrong? I think Georgie won the fight.
I think Georgie won. Max did a great job hanging on. He did his best, but like I said, those key factors are huge for both of them. Sometimes the littlest adjustment will make the biggest difference for a fighter.
Absolutely, there's no quit in Max. Great effort.
You can't teach heart, so as long as Max stays in there, you know.
Then Georgie, he continues to impress too.
All right, Fight TV fans and Joe's Live, let's hear it for this awesome title fight. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to the judges and the scorecards. Judge Brian Puccillo scores the bout 48-45. Judge Brandon Mason scores the bout 48-44. And Judge Gabriel Sabaitis scores the bout 48-45. And your winner by unanimous decision and the new Medicine World Lightweight Champion, ladies and gentlemen, the Lionheart, Georgie Medina!
I think that went as both of us suspected.
Yeah, absolutely.